When Robert Kiyosaki was a boy growing up in Hawaii, he had two fathers, one rich, one poor. They both were intelligent. They both worked hard. They both believed in education. But what they taught him about money couldn't have been more opposite. His real father, the poor dad, was a respected academic, intelligent, disciplined, a man who believed in getting good grades, earning a degree, and finding a stable job with benefits. He believed success meant safety, not risk. He was the man everyone admired. Yet he spent his life worrying about bills. Then there was the rich dad, his best friend's father. He had never finished school, but he owned businesses, invested in real estate, and spoke about money with a calm power that made people listen. He didn't chase paychecks. He built systems that made money for him. From these two men, Robert learned that money is not taught in schools, and that's why so few people ever understand it. Poor dad said, "Go to school, get a job, work hard, save money." Rich dad said, "Learn how money works, make it your servant, not your master." Poor dad said, "Our house is our biggest investment." Rich dad said, "Your house is a liability. It takes money from you every month." Poor dad said, "The love of money is the root of all evil." Rich dad said, "The lack of money is the root of all evil." And in that clash of ideas, young Robert discovered that the poor and middle class work for money, while the rich make money work for them. He learned it the hard way. At 9 years old, he asked Rich Dad how to become rich. The man didn't give him a lecture. He gave him a lesson. He made Robert and his friend Mike work at one of his small stores for 10 cents an hour. After weeks of sweeping floors and stacking cans, they were furious. The pay was so low, it was almost an insult. Robert decided to quit. Rich Dad smiled. "Good," he said. "Now you're ready to learn." He explained that most people live their entire lives like those boys, angry, tired, underpaid, yet they never stop working because fear controls them. Fear of not having money keeps people working jobs they hate, he said. Greed makes them spend everything they earn, chasing comfort instead of freedom. That's why they stay poor that day. Robert realized something powerful. The moment you need a paycheck, you become a slave to it. Rich Dad taught him to see money not as paper, but as energy, a tool that can either trap you or free you. He said, "Don't work for money. Work to learn. Work to understand accounting, investing, sales, leadership, and people. Because once you understand how money moves, you'll never be its prisoner again." He also taught Robert the most misunderstood truth in the world, the difference between an asset and a liability. An asset, he said, puts money into your pocket. A liability takes money out. It sounded simple, but it changed everything. Most people buy liabilities they think are assets. A car, a big house, expensive toys, they all drain your wallet. The rich, instead, focus on buying or building assets that make money even while they sleep. Real estate, stocks, businesses, royalties, ideas. Poor Dad worked for money. Rich Dad built systems. Poor Dad said, "Find a job." Rich Dad said, "Create jobs." Poor Dad struggled with taxes. Rich Dad learned to use taxes, to invest through companies, to grow wealth. The system rewards instead of punishes. Robert started seeing life differently. Every paycheck wasn't income. It was a test. Would he spend it or grow it? Would he chase security or chase freedom? Rich Dad called this the rat race, the endless loop where people work hard, get promoted, earn more, spend more, and start again. They buy bigger homes, fancier cars, and still feel stuck. They run faster and faster, but the wheel never stops. The rich don't run on the wheel. They build the wheel and let others run it. But to escape, you must first change your mindset. Rich Dad told him, "You'll never be rich if you think like a poor person." And what defines a poor person isn't how much money they have. It's their belief that they can't be rich. The poor say, "I can't afford it." The rich ask, "How can I afford it?" One closes the mind, the other opens it. That simple shift from limitation to possibility became Robert's philosophy for life. As he grew older, he realized that both his fathers loved him. Both wanted the best for him. But one's advice led to a life of dependence. The other's led to freedom. Poor Dad believed in working for security. Rich Dad believed in creating independence. Rich Dad often brought Robert and Mike to business meetings. He wanted them to see how the rich think, not in terms of salaries, but in terms of opportunities. They watched how deals were made, how risk was managed, how leverage turned small investments into fortunes. He explained that schools train people to fear failure, but in the real world, failure is how you learn. Winners aren't people who never lose, he said. They're people who never quit learning. Mistakes, he said, are tuition, the price of education life gives you after school ends. He taught Robert that being broke is temporary, but being poor is permanent. Broke is a moment in your finances. Poor is a pattern in your mind. A poor person says, "It's too risky." A rich person says, "How do I manage the risk?" That's the real difference. Not money, not luck, but mindset. And the final, deepest lesson Rich Dad ever gave him was this: wealth isn't about having more money. It's about having more control. Control over your time, control over your emotions, control over your future. When your money works for you, you can spend your time doing what truly matters: building, creating, teaching, giving. That's real wealth. So what can we take from Robert's story? It's simple, yet powerful. You don't need to be born rich. You don't need luck or genius or connections. You just need to start seeing money differently. Learn how it flows. Learn how to make it work for you. Learn how to build assets, not just buy things. Because every dollar you earn is a decision, a seed. You can spend it today and watch it vanish, or plant it and watch it grow. Rich Dad, Poor Dad isn't a book about getting rich overnight. It's a wake-up call. It's an invitation to take responsibility for your own financial destiny. If you're tired of running in circles, of working harder but never getting ahead, then it's time to stop running and start building. Stop trading your time for money and start creating a life where your money buys back your time. Because the truth is this: wealth doesn't start in your bank account. It starts in your mind. Once you start thinking like the rich, you'll never live like the poor again. So ask yourself, are you chasing a paycheck or are you building freedom? Are you feeding your fear or are you feeding your future? The answer to that question will decide whether you spend your life working for money or make your money work for you. And the moment you decide to think differently, the moment you take your first step toward learning, investing, and building, that's the moment your journey to freedom begins.